efforts to manage the population working? A survey hoping to answer these questions underway this week. I'm Mitsuki Hirayama with the story.
Half a day and good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz-Langus. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day.
Well, for nearly 50 years, Rock and Rail Horse Ranch in Jigo has been a haven for horses and the community. But a recent string of thefts is putting the ranch in jeopardy, leaving the owner and volunteers frustrated.
Nevaeh Anderson has the story.
Opened in 1977, Rock and Rail Horse Ranch has spent decades teaching riders, some even invited to compete internationally. After damage from Typhoon Mawar, owner Charlene Tenorio and her volunteers have been working hard to rebuild. But a recent wave of thefts has made that even more difficult.
I've never had this happen before.
It started with small items, gasoline cans. But 3 weeks ago, trespassers struck again, stealing the lawnmower's tires, stripping its wire, taking its battery, and breaking into the tack room. And worse, the thefts have put the horses at risk. One volunteer arriving to feed the horses, only to find one, Star, with a saddle strapped to her back, a bridle hanging from her neck. Someone had tried to take her.
It's dangerous for people to come in and not know the horses. You can accidentally get kicked by a horse or bitten.
A path cut through the jungle behind the ranch led to another disturbing discovery. Stolen equipment stashed, waiting to be taken. Tenorio reported each incident to police, but says the response has been disappointing.
No, all they have said is, maybe you should have a camera. That's about it.
Police did, however, question suspected neighbors.
And so he went there and he talked to the neighbor and said if they find any more stuff of mine over there at their property, they'll come and look at them specifically.
To protect the ranch, Tenorio has installed solar lights and is now adding security cameras. But the financial burden is growing. On top of repairs and paying for the horses' feed, a new lawnmower adds to the strain.
I can only take so much, and it's very depressing. So I'd like it to stop.
Still, she continues to welcome the community, offering riding lessons and even photo sessions with the horses. If you'd like to volunteer or donate to the ranch, you can reach them on Facebook or their website.
Despite the challenges, the team at the Rock and Rail Horse Ranch remains committed to caring for their horses and serving the community. Nevaeh Anderson, KUAM News.
A thief is captured after he apparently tried to sell the item he allegedly stole on Facebook. 49-year-old Joseph Quintanilla is charged with theft of property. Court documents state the victim reported a trailer was stolen from his home Monday before spotting it on social media.
The victim telling police he contacted the seller and agreed to meet up, but the suspect never showed. Officers later spotting Quintanilla on the road with a trailer that had a fresh coat of paint. Quintanilla allegedly admitting to police he saw the trailer on the street when he took off with it.
New details are released tonight in a serious crash involving 2 airmen who were participating in the military's COPE North exercise on Tinian back in 2023.
Court documents stating the Air Force officer told his senior non-commissioned officer that she did not need to wear seatbelt moments before the serious crash occurred. The airman now suing him in federal court seeking $10 million in damages.
$10 million in damages. That's how much Air Force Staff Sergeant Alyssa Blake is suing First Lieutenant Houston Thomas. The pair were involved in a serious rollover crash in Tinian back in February 2023. They were participating in the annual COPE North exercise on the island. The lawsuit filed in the District Court of Guam Tuesday against Thomas alleges negligence and breach of fiduciary duty. Blake, who was assigned to take photos of Guardian Angel operators during the exercise vehicle, she asked the Air Force officer for assistance with her harness buckle. Instead, documents state Thomas immediately started driving, telling her it would only be about 5 minutes and that she did not need to wear a seatbelt. The military requires operators and passengers to wear them at all times. Blake reported being violently slapped and cut up by the overgrown jungle along the World War II-era road. Thomas allegedly ignored her repeated requests to slow down as he swerved around the overgrown areas. That's when Thomas oversteered, forcing the vehicle to roll over. Investigators releasing these images of the aftermath. Both were medevaced to Guam. Blake suffering broken bones, getting her right leg amputated, and requiring multiple abdominal surgeries. The lawsuit stating another cruel consequence of Thomas's actions, Blake is unable to have children, and every day remains a battle for her. The military reports Thomas also became permanently paralyzed below the waist as a result of the crash. Vehicle rollovers are reportedly one of the leading kinds of mishaps across the armed services. In 2021, the Government Accountability Office released a study of such incidents, showing that from 2010 to 2019 among the Army and Marine Corps, and counted 3,753 non-combat accidents, resulting in 123 service member deaths.
And just before coming on the air, the Guam Education Board making a decision on school decommissioning. The GEB accepting Guam Department of Education Superintendent Dr. Kenneth Swanson's recommendation to close Chief Brody Elementary School, that is according to Guam Education Board member Maria Gutierrez, and realign attendance areas to assign students to Juan M. Guerrero Tumuning Elementary and Liguan Elementary as appropriate.
Yeah, as KUAM reported, Dr. Swanson recommending the board take action on recommendations in the school year for 2025 to 2026. 5 votes were needed to take any action on the recommendations. We'll bring you the status of the remaining schools, including Lyndon B. Johnson and Harry S. Truman. Could federally funded programs like the Guam Department of Education's Head Start program be at risk of federal funding cuts? It's a possibility, and not just for Guam DOE, but for other local agencies.
Tonight, a follow-up report as Oversight Chair on Education Senator Vince Borja is urging agencies to brace for potential impacts. Amid recent executive actions by President Donald Trump aimed at downsizing and slashing federal spending, a loud and clear call for action is ringing out to local agencies. Prepare for potential slashes in federal.
Whether it's some or all, but expect some cuts.
That message resonating throughout key agencies like the Guam Department of Education, Guam Academy Charter Schools Council, University of Guam, Guam Community College, Guam Public Library System, and PBS Guam, all under Senator Vince Borja's legislative oversight.
What I'm going to ask from the agencies is, put together a scenario, worst case scenario. Like if this gets cut, what is the impact? Obviously, what services are we going to lose? And then, again, that's something that's my job to go back to the legislature and say, look at the local funding and be able to support that.
Borja already digging deep into the details of federal grants and programs across these institutions, ranking them by the risk of being cut from high to moderate to low. For instance, GDOE's literacy grant program with more than $36,000 from the USDOE is earmarked as high risk. Guam DOE's Head Start program funded by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services also falls under the great risk category.
The Head Start program, not necessarily being cut, but Trump did say, that he doesn't feel like we need to continue to give more money to that. So that's something that we rated as high.
And in line with Trump's recent executive orders on diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in the federal government, funds for Chamorro language and culture at UOG, supported by USHHS, have also been placed in the high-risk category. Borja emphasizing the need for agencies to make a contingency plan in the event of federal funding cuts.
The call to action is review your federal grants, review the funding, understand the impact, be able to present that as well to the legislature.
The freshman senator adding making sure the core functions of government are well funded is at the forefront of GovGuam budget discussions.
Up next, Guam's Attorney General and Governor at odds again, this time over his recent homeless billboard.
Plus details about the stray animal count underway this week. You're watching KUAM.
When you look at the landscape of sports media, there's different gaps that we kind of saw that we can fill on a more creative front. With social media, we found our way into this new space of what sports offers on the island. Growing up in Aloha, early on we understood this whole notion of community. Overall, we're a sports media company. When Clutch started, it was just me and Dom. We would have our own camera, edit, post, University of YouTube, baby. It didn't feel like work at the time, right? So for us, the biggest challenge was just how are we gonna sustain this business? We offer in-house uniform production, fashion, our new launch in the music side, Clutch Music. We're never afraid to go out of the box and just see what sticks, right? See what the audience gravitate towards. Sports is elevating on the island, so I just envision us keeping on the same path and growing as the sports community continues to grow.
Hey, I gotta give you a heads up about something. If you're still rocking that old school cable box, bad news, it's about to go bye-bye. Come February 28, 2025, that old cable system is shutting down. If you don't switch over to DTV Plus, your TV is basically gonna become like this paperweight. Dude, but don't freak out. Making the switch is super simple. All you gotta do is you gotta take that old box and you gotta bring this back to Docomo Pacific and you're gonna upgrade to this little thing. Boom! You're all set. No more bulky boxes, crazy tangled cords. Dude, just clean DTV Plus streaming straight to your TV, straight to your phone, your laptop, or your iPad. Dude, don't wait till the last minute because February 28th, it's gonna sneak up real quick. Just go to Docomo Pacific today and get your upgrade locked in. And if you're like me and you hate waiting in line, book your appointment online at docomo.skiplino.live to save time. Trust me. You'll thank me later.
Welcome back to Primetime. The governor's office and the attorney general remain in a virtual spat over the AG's current billboards. The governor's spokesperson, Crystal Pacos Augustine, calling the signs illegal, adding the AG does not have authorization to use the governor's seal on it.
It's been a messy back and forth over press releases and emails between the two elected leaders. The AG's signs depicting an encampment on the lawn of Adelope and calling for the governor to, quote, help our people. Today, the governor's legal counsel, Jeffrey Mood, sending AG Doug Moylan a cease and desist demanding he remove the governor's seal and other GovGuam logos from the signs. Attorney Moods contends using it is a misdemeanor that comes with a punishment of up to 1 year in prison.
AG Moylan was quick to respond, arguing the law does not apply to government officials. He did, however, ask his staff to remove the emblems. The AG stating, quote, I will not engage in a petty pissing match with this governor or her taxpayer-paid staff. He adds, Governor, help our people, fix the deteriorating healthcare, education, and public safety conditions, or quit.
More than 7,000 dogs and cats have been spayed and neutered on islands since the SNP clinic began 3 years ago. But what impact has this had on maintaining our stray animal population so far?
Mitsuki Hirayama joined some local animal lovers and volunteers hoping to find out that progress with the dog and cat population survey underway this week.
Animal lovers are going village to village this week, conducting a dog and cat population survey. To give you an idea of how this works, KUAM tagged along for a mock count in Humatak. Territorial veterinarian Dr. Mariana Turner explains.
So basically what we're going to do is just walk our route that we have, and when we see a cat, say, oh, we see an adult cat or a kitten, if they might have some kind of, injury or a collar or skin issues, then we'll mark that and then record it and then just keep going. And then similar thing for the dogs. We're not counting animals that are properly confined or dogs that are tied. This count is specifically for the free roaming populations.
And moments into the route, we spotted 2 dogs roaming free.
Got a lactating mom with a collar and little following her.
Agriculture's Animal Health Division and Guam Animals in Need are learning from experts with Humane World for Animals, like Kaz Zelensky, its Companion Animals and Engagement Director.
Doing these sorts of surveys, it's a critical aspect of any dog population management program because, like Dr. Turner said, it allows us to know how many animals do we have that we're dealing with that are free roaming.
On average, a female dog has 5.5 puppies per year, and that number can quickly snowball out of control.
As programs start to get underway, you can then use that as a way to measure progress. So, usually teams that put together a program will do these twice or once a year to be able to say, oh, okay, we've really amped up our spay-neuter program. We're now seeing the results.
The Spay and Neuter Island Pets Clinics just celebrated their 3rd-year anniversary this Valentine's Day, successfully sterilizing more than 7,000 cats and dogs to date. But how do we measure the progress? It's what the survey hopes to answer, which they can then use for more grant funding.
Well, anytime you're writing any kind of grant, we can't just say we have a lot of dogs.
How many?
Exactly how many. How many times do people call animal control and ask for, stray animal removal, or, oh, they're pooing in my yard, or the mama came in from I don't know where and she had puppies, please help. We get those kinds of calls all the time. So having accurate numbers will help us with grant writing and to be able to get more sources of funding.
Mitsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
Pretty great effort there counting the stray animal population, an important one, of course, for us to know the data. But it makes me think of when you're counting animals, Dr. Seuss.
Oh.
1 fish, 2 fish,
blue fish,
red fish. Now to your world at home.
Here's a view captured from Pajita Beach in Tucson.
Hey, Lise, what's in the bag? A barbecue bacon QPC from McDonald's.
Oh, you mean the Angel Reese special? I'll play you for it. I've been waiting for you, OG. And if I win, McDonald's on me. But you know my game, right? Oh, yeah, I know. Let them know. Oh, yeah, vámonos. Let's get it. I got something for you, Aaliyah. All right, let me see it. Let me see it. Now she blocked it. Yo, Stewie, winner takes the bag. Golly. Right here with you. Right here with you. Nothing but net. Get the Angel Reese special at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Hey, I got the job.
So I can go part-time.
Yes!
Some days bring new opportunities. First Hawaiian Bank can help you say yes to making the most of them. Manage your accounts, earn cash back, and when you need advice, we're here for you.
We should really get him into an art program.
No matter where your journeys take you, you can bank on the best. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
Our national team's united in all aspects of the game, but there's a distinct bond between those that play the same position. And our guards, starters, sixth man, and second unit have exactly the same goal.
We have guys like Ernest Ross, Jericho Cruz, and Kumi Simon as my wings. My role is pretty much just to get the ball up, call the play so I can get the ball to them in their spots. So, I mean, the only thing I was thinking about was just trying to break that pressure and just hit them in their spots so they can get their shots up.
We're still going in there to win. So, I mean, whether it's a dogfight or not, we're going in with energy and showing them what we can do as a team. So that's always fun to do and compete.
Team Guam's tempo starts with the men up front, and the members of our backcourt are brothers and push each other to be great. But they also tap the island love being sent to them from the stands.
Fans mean everything.
That was probably the loudest I've ever heard UAG ever get. Like it was bonkers in there. That was great.
I truly believe this. It's not just the whatever you have 12 on 12. I think it's truly the team with the fans behind them competing against the other team with fans behind them.
One of the first things I said to my dad after that Japan game, even though we lost, one of the first things I said to my dad was that was the most fun that I've had playing basketball in about 5 years. There's nothing like playing in front of all of my friends and family, just seeing people. Like before the game started, I spent a lot of time like walking around saying hi to people that I hadn't seen in a couple years. But yeah, that was the most fun that I've had playing basketball in a very long time. That's why I hurt so bad to not be able to make it this one, but I'm just almost there with school. So once I get that figured out, once I get that done, hopefully I'll have more time to like come back and represent KUAM.
Energy-wise, just feeding us energy, because that energy is contagious as well. So, I mean, that can make or break a game, especially at the end of the fourth. And so I'm really looking forward to being in front of that KUAM crowd again.
Takumi Simon, one of several pro players on our squad, couples his international experience with an uncanny ability to stop on a dime, rise up, and then let the opposition know it's time to go night-night.
Ever since going professional, I feel like there's parts where my physicality has improved, defense and all of that stuff. And actually, even going to bringing the ball up and being a more well-rounded guard, I guess that's the kind of thing that I had to learn out here in Japan, and I can also bring to the KUAM team.
Two young guns have provided quality minutes against Japan. Point guards Tomas Calvo and Jamar White won't be here for our home games against Mongolia and China, but not a moment goes by where they don't support their boys.
What's understood doesn't really got to be explained. We already know what we got to do, man. Just go out there. If there is one thing that I can say is to just bring it to these guys, man. But we showed in Japan that all it takes is that extra getting after it for us to be in those positions. So I mean, we got it. We're good to go. I believe in my guys down there. So let's take care of business, and I'll see them in March.
And from their unique vantage point as defensive stoppers and lethal shooters, our guards don't overcomplicate how they see the game.
For Team KUAM, man, it's just, for me, it's getting the ball down the court, handling pressure, and just guarding 94 feet.
Basketball is a game of runs. So as long as you hold out on not having them go on too much of a run, you'll go on your run as well. That's good advice for any team. So we just got to play KUAM basketball style play. So.
And despite being smaller compared to the bigs down low, they bring the intensity.
Being a small basketball player, you really got to have that dog, and you got to be able to fight. You just kind of got to be the most aggressive out there. You really got to get after it.
One-on-one kind of aggression, that defensive pride, because we're from a smaller island, to kind of just make life for the offensive guy as hard as possible. And we love to see that energy.
For 25 years, Cars Plus has been more than just a place to buy a car. When we opened our doors, our mission was clear: build lasting relationships and ensure every customer drives away with confidence. As a family business, we nurture our employees, passing down values of integrity and respect. We believe that strong values create strong relationships, ensuring that every customer who walks through our doors is treated like family. For 25 years, we've been driven by you and will continue to be for generations to come.
Leaving my phone and bush cutter outside. What's gonna happen? Ooh. Yeah, oh, take it. Come on, bro, it's free. Bro, yo, bro. Bro, just take it.
Looking to ditch your old phone?
Take it.
Trade into KUAM's most reliable network and get an extra $300 off the latest phones on any unlimited plan. GTA, we start with you.
Island Cancer Center has the only state-of-the-art Halcyon Linear Accelerator, providing radiation treatments in the Asia-Pacific region. We are excited to be back up and running after Typhoon Mawar. We have been providing the highest quality patient-centered care for 14 years and will continue to do so. Why? Because we love what we do. Island Cancer Center, our family treating your family. Visit us at islandcancercenter.com or call 671-646-3363.
Hafa, my name is Nichelle Torsolino. Powerlifting demands contestants to complete 3 controlled lifts: the squat, bench press, and deadlift. Carrying a heavy weight is taxing on the contestant's body, but what more if an ACL is torn prior to the awaited lifting competition? Kaylee Leon Guerrero, a student from Simon Sanchez, will detail her powerlifting journey and her experience in overcoming challenges to reign as the top female competitor in the 2nd annual Trendhead/GSBN High School Powerlifting Showdown. Here's this week's Spark Report.
My name's Kaylee Leon Guerrero. I am a junior at Simon Sanchez High School, and I'm 16 years old.
When and why did you start powerlifting?
I started powerlifting around last year of January and took it more seriously when they announced there was going to be a high school meet. The reason why I joined powerlifting was because it gave me a lot of self-confidence about myself.
Did you ever go through any injuries that may have affected your athletic abilities?
Yes, I did experience an injury in 8th grade year during soccer tryouts.
What were your feelings when you realized your injury?
When it occurred, I didn't think that it was my ACL. I didn't know what was going on. I kind of thought it was like a bone because usually when you tear an ACL, you would hear a pop, and in the moment I was breathing heavily is what I remembered. It was like a scary feeling. I wasn't sure of what happened, and since I was very athletic at the time, I thought pretty much everything was over for me.
What is the Guam High School Powerlifting Meet?
The high school powerlifting meet is where high school students come together and show what they can do on the platform. Powerlifting is a sport where it consists of 2 or 3 lifts, squat, bench press, and deadlift.
Tell us about the winning lift at the competition. What was going through your head?
So at the high school powerlifting meet, they have a leaderboard where it shows where you are in the competition, and my DOTS, which is body weight to strength ratio, was higher than the other females also competing. I wasn't surprised. Well, I felt more happy that all the hard work I've put into this paid off.
Despite your injury, you've accomplished great things. What are your plans now moving forward?
To keep moving forward, I plan on continuing the sport and showcasing my hard work on the platform. There will be another high school meet on May 3rd that I will also be competing in against other great female athletes. It will be at Custom Fitness and Aniguat from 9 a.m. to possibly 4 p.m. and hope everyone can support and show out.
What would you tell other athletes who experience a similar injury that caused them to stop playing a sport they love?
Student athletes who are experiencing an injury, just know that everything will be okay. Take advantage of your time off to explore new things.
That wraps up our report. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.
March 1st, the GPO Rainbows for All Children is having their 3.5-mile run walk. Make sure to register at Goody Sporting Goods as well as St. Anthony's Church. Please make sure to help out because, of course, it benefits Rainbows for All Children. The Guam Women's Chamber of Commerce is having a golf tournament on March 7th, and it is themed in line with the St. Patrick's Day. 18 holes of amazing women doing amazing things in our amazing community. All you got to do, show up, bring your clubs, make sure to wear a collared shirt, have some fun. All right. And then on February 26th, please make sure to go to UOG because at the College of Business and Public Administration, they will be having a exhibition on Islam. Learn about the philosophies, the teachings, the life practices that are this beautiful religion. All right. Those and many more things are what's happening on News Bites.
Now for your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club shoutouts,
which you can submit on KUAM.com.
Happy birthday to Madeline Borja. Happy blessed birthday, Mom, from all your kids and grandchildren. They all say we love you and pray for God's blessings to follow you all the days of your life. Absolutely. We hope you have a wonderful birthday. And Rita Shimizu and Dolores Iglesias. Happy birthday, blessings on earth and in heaven to the twins, Rita and Dolores. We love you both so much. Happy 80th birthday. Love, your familia.
That's your primetime show. Thanks for watching. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz-Langus. Have a great evening and stay beautiful.
Health, Home, and Lifestyle is brought to you by the Medical City, your trusted partner in health.